Imagine pulling into your driveway after a long day, only to find your own boathouse branded like a crime scene with a garish orange sticker screaming, HOA property, trespassers prosecuted. That's exactly what happened to Marcus Hale, a quiet engineer who'd bought his lakeside retreat in rural Michigan 5 years ago, thinking he'd escaped the suburban nightmare of petty tyrants. But oh, how wrong he was, because lurking in the shadows of those peaceful neighborhood covenants was Brenda Wilkins, the HOA president, a plump busybody with a perpetual scowl and a voice dripping with fake politeness, ready to unleash her reign of ridiculous rules. Marcus stared at the sticker, his keys dangling forgotten in his hand, as Brenda waddled up the path in her ill-fitting khakis, clipboard clutched like a shield of righteousness. "Mr. Hale, you're in violation," she chirped, her smile as thin as her patience. "This structure disrupts our community's aesthetic harmony. We've annexed the waterfront for uniform standards. You should have checked the bylaws." Marcus blinked, suppressing a snort. "Annexed? This is my land. Brenda bought it free and clear. No HOA strings attached." She thrust a sheaf of papers at him, her chubby fingers trembling slightly. "The board voted unanimously. Pay the back dues or face fines. It's for the greater good. You know, keeping things orderly." He took the packet, noting the doctored maps that magically redrew boundaries to swallow his property, and the invoice for a laughable $8,500. That night, while neighbors whispered rumors about his non-compliant eyesore, Marcus pored over his deed in silence, his jaw set. He'd heard the gossip, how he was antisocial for skipping HOA barbecues, but he let it simmer, watching, waiting. The whispers turned to outright sabotage soon enough. Brenda, fearing her iron-fisted grip slipping if one holdout succeeded, rallied her board minions at the next meeting. "We can't let rebels like Hale undermine our authority," she huffed to her yes-men, a jittery accountant and a burly ex-cop, both nodding like bobbleheads. They slapped violation notices on his dock for unapproved wood stain, even though it predated their precious rules by decades. Marcus, ever the observer, installed discreet cameras and dug deeper, uncovering Brenda's history of bullying elderly neighbors into selling cheap. "You think you're clever?" he muttered to himself, emailing a real estate lawyer buddy named Lena. When Brenda showed up again, this time with her entourage, demanding he repaint or demolish, Marcus met her gaze coolly. "Brenda, your annexation is as legit as a $3 bill. My lawyer's already on it." She puffed up, her double chin quivering. "This is about community values, not your selfish whims. We'll enforce compliance. It's in the charter." Her voice cracked just a tad, betraying the panic of a queen sensing rebellion. Tensions boiled over when Marcus's research revealed Brenda's fraudulent filings at the county office, altered plats, hidden fees funneled to her cronies for consulting. He filed complaints quietly. But Brenda, smelling blood, escalated to absurdity. One crisp morning, she marched onto his property with bolt cutters gleaming in the sun, her board lackeys trailing like awkward henchmen. "This dock's coming down today," she declared, heaving her bulk forward, sweat beading on her forehead as she fumbled with the lock. Non-members can't flout rules. Marcus watched from his window, phone in hand, dialing the sheriff. "Oh, Brenda, always the drama queen," he whispered, a grim smile forming. The deputy arrived mid-swing, siren blaring softly. "Ma'am, step away from the gate," the officer drawled, eyeing her ridiculous pose. Brenda froze, cutters dangling comically. "Officer, this is HOA business. He's the trespasser," the deputy chuckled dryly. "County says otherwise." "That's vandalism on private land." Her face twisted into a mask of outraged denial, sputtering excuses about board approvals as citations were issued, her authority crumbling like cheap plaster. The climax hit in court, where Lena unleashed the evidence. Fake maps, embezzled dues, even emails where Brenda ranted about crushing dissenters to cling to her throne. The judge, peering over his glasses, skewered her. Good faith? This reeks of a power grab wrapped in bylaws. Brenda's defense unraveled. She blustered about protecting property values, but the jury saw the farce, a bloated bureaucrat exposed as a petty despot. The HOA was audited, fined heavily, and forced to retract claims, with Brenda ousted in disgrace. Marcus, vindicated, helped form a voluntary group with real transparency. No more shadowy edicts. Neighbors toasted on his deck, the lake sparkling free at last. But was Brenda the real villain, or just a symptom of a system that breeds many dictators? You tell me, in a world of absurd rules, who's truly trespassing on whose freedom?